the battlefields with fearless pride. Across the seas where the legends never hide. Storm clouds gathered, but my heart never bends with my speed. I'm the knight in all the sword swinging by, riding through the mist with honor as my guide. Rage shall suffer than a dragon's bite. In the cause of power, I'm the Lord of Might. Marching through the battlefields with fearless pride. Across the seas where the legends never hide. Storm clouds gathered, but my heart never bends with my speed. I'm the knight in all the sword swinging by, riding through the mist with honor as my guide. Rage shall suffer than a dragon's bite. In the cause of power, I'm the Lord of Might. Marching through the battlefields with fearless pride. Across the seas where the legends never hide. Storm clouds gathered, but my heart never bends with my speed.
Hey everybody, Sonic's my name and Speed's my game. What's up? Sorry we're starting a little late. I had originally we were gonna start at 7, but internet just came back on. Everything's running fine now, thank God. Um I have I have the thing up. It worked. It worked again, um so right now we're gonna do No Brainer. The episodes tonight are episode 3, which is No Brainer, which and Blast to the Past Part 1 and Blast to the Past Part 2, and we're gonna talk about those 3 episodes. So, if anybody wants to join in on the discussion, the watch link is the pinned one the is the watch link. It's the pinned one. So just so you're all aware. Okay, there we go. Okay, and there we are. And give me a minute here. Yeah, it's on. It's gonna be on StreamYard. Oh, I'm excited. I cannot wait. Give me a moment. I am still sending out a few more. Okay, give me a moment here. Let me hopefully Joker shows up. I figured as much. Phil is probably doing something. Well, make sure you have the watch link, because we're gonna be talking about the episode, so fair warn the link is in it's at the very top. The pinned. There he is.
Finally.
Yeah,
I was
sorry
in the
about
grind
that.
for
I've
this
been
episode.
I've been screaming at my internet. I have been screaming at it. And finally it worked. I have it up right now. I haven't touched anything. It's on the main menu. So I was just telling the chat that we are on episode 3, No Brainer, and then we'll end at Blast the Past Part 2. So that'll be 3 episodes right there. I'm excited. I cannot wait to see where this is
This
gonna
will
go.
be an interesting watch for sure.
What did I just hit? What did I just hit? Okay, we'll start there. We'll start there.
The
He had
shift
the power for a moment. He had the
in
power for the moment.
just the briefest of moments, sir. Decisions, sir. Oh, that's a good shot. Looney Tunes grab. But then why didn't you warn him? Oh, logic. Day Periwinkle turns blue. Seriously, that's got to be the reference.
Yeah, I agree.
Net. Oh. And that's the last we saw of Nibley. Today, Pepper Lad turned blue. Wait, times. You know how many times?
What?
MacGuffin.
I'm sorry. Every time I hear time stones and everything and Mel Sonic, I get giddy.
Well, let's just wait. Hold on. Sonic City released in Japan September 23rd, 1993, and November 23rd, 1993. And then they would never see it again. Labyrinth reference.
Whoa.
Where's David Bowie when you need him? Oh, that looks. Oh, that's a sick shot. That
Oh,
was
I
sick.
love how that looks.
That was sick. I gotta wonder how they did this. I gotta ask them now. Like, how did you guys do this?
Yeah, because ooh, so many topics. Oh, I'm excited. Oh.
Let him finish, Sal. Let him finish his chili dog. What? They're adorable here. That's adorable. Why hasn't there been plushies of these two?
I'd buy one. I'd buy one. Hey, Furious Stan. Hello to you.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hey, you're breaking the rules of time traveling. Ah, plot twist. Very good. Paradoxes?
This is This is
This is adorable.
adorable.
Like, how do they pay for this?
I I don't know. That's a great question.
Like, he's always asking for chili dogs, but how do you pay for this? No, but he's faster. So there was Bunny and a few others.
Where's Anton though? Unless, of course, he was later
Oh, there's Sniff.
with
Wow,
hair.
he had hair. Little details like that go a long way.
Where is that Robotnik skin? I like to purchase a skin like that. Where is
Oh,
that?
definitely. Definitely. Oh, there he is.
That answers my question.
Hey, you're breaking time laws again. What are you doing?
Uh, I I mean, in a sense, I understand, but you are right. But there was no choice because he did ask the question. He did ask the question. He saw the
Uh,
ring,
uh,
so you have
I'll
to
give you
tell.
that, but everything else.
Well, everything else will be like we 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 could just be like, it hasn't affected much.
Yet. Oh, this is how it happened. Clever. Finally, the rules are back in place. There's peace and harmony with me now. There are rules, people. Pay for this.
That explains the hair loss.
I thought it was more of stress. Oh, well, there's your answer for episode one.
So that's what happened. Okay.
Saturday morning.
Wow, that was really,
Like I
really
said,
powerful.
the plot finally has awakened. It's like, all right, we're gonna learn. Besides one partial filler, it moved pretty fastly, actually.
Yeah, it was. We actually started strong on episode 3.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Lots to talk about. Holy crap, that was good. Well, we, as you said, yes, the plot thickens, and now we got to see the kingdom and everything, like what happened before and how Nahum came to be.
the
And
Eggman Empire. You got to see the dad who created the Robotnicizer, which I gotta say, good twist to make it Chuck, actually. Good twist, actually. I'm like, oh.
yeah, now we see the pieces coming together and at the seams, and now we know how Uncle Chuck got roboticized, and everybody else as well. Uh,
Though that doesn't explain how Bunny got roboticized. I'm like, oh, so this is
I
how it happened. Or that comes
Yeah,
later, probably.
probably later when they're older and all that. But it was a great way to like tease that though of how
He's like,
that
oh,
she
this is how it
actually
happened.
and an interesting thing, the roboticizer affects humans. That was a great twist right there. That was a great twist because now we saw how Robotnik got his arm and everything. It was not his because we saw his natural form and everything, just as ugly as imaginable. Um, but seeing the kids and everything, now comes the hard part because we now know what happened to the now we know what really happened to the dad, and Sally still doesn't know. She still doesn't know what happened to her dad, and
It
but we
keeps the
but
mystery alive. He's been fighting back. Even the filler episode, the guy is at least, they're hinting at that there have been more freedom fighters. And in part one, we do see more freedom fighters. That's the thing that we need to point out more. With three through with 3 and 4, there's been more and more fighters lately. So they've been keeping that promise. I'm like, good. Even in part one, Sally feels like she failed. It's like, no, we tried. It's not your fault. Eggman always has the upper hand. Even Sonic said, like, look, it's already roboticized. He's like, you'll pay for this, Eggman. But even before we get on to the main plot, even for the episode No Brainer, Sniff's not. He's actually a threat when you look at him. He's got the power just for one episode, and he's actually has a better plan than Eggman. Like, he almost won.
yeah, he legitimately he put on the big boy pants today. He put on the big boy because that he sat in that chair. Um,
It's like, how's it feel? Feels great.
and he actually did a lot more than Robotnik did, and that's embarrassing. But it also adds intrigue because I like it when like the side villain gets their time to shine and everything, and then surprisingly do good, which now makes him, even though his memory is wiped per se, we now know what he's really capable of when you let him go. Like when you just let him do his thing.
Like, he brainwashed Sonic. He tested it out. Almost got to Knothole. Does the reference to Yellow Submarine film. Today, Pepperland turns blue. I mean, they gotta be referencing that this was out way after the Yellow Submarine film. Like, he's gotta be the reference. I'm like, dude, that was
Oh,
awesome.
and the time stones. I almost spat my drink out upon hearing that. I'm like, wait, come again? Come again? Because remember, Sonic CD didn't come out till I want to say a year or two.
1993 in November.
Because that didn't come out till November later that year.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got a hint at because I think season 2 did take place. Let's
After the
see.
film, which is 94.
Yeah.
So they had time to put a little bit of the time stone to get you a Sonic CD reference, and I kept looking at Rose. I'm like, why does Rose look familiar to me? And then I'm like, oh, another underground reference. the precursor.
Yeah, I
I just
saw
kept
that.
looking. I'm like, who's? And I'm like, then I see the hood. I'm like, oh, precursor to Underground. Like seriously, what
Yes,
the hell is that prophecy? I can't beat my children, not until I get it. It was Underground. It was a new continuity because Saturday Morning got canceled, which we know the reason why it now got canceled. Which it's like no one did Underground. But going back like to like the main plot, I think like I said, it woke up. My big complaints were always you cannot be interacting with your younger self. We're disrupting the time continuity. Like who, what, when, why? Like why are we doing this? Where's Tails? But did it at least a good job at least going? Those were minor interactions to the big ones.
hmm a lot to talk about there. I get. I mean, yes, you are right. They did go back in time and everything, and yes, the rules of time travel are in place. However, though, you could forgive when she sees her
Mhm.
dad and everything, you can forgive that because remember, she's always wearing that family crescent ring. She never took it off. We may not see it on her, like from afar or anything, or when we're close, but it's there. It's subtle, but it's there. And you can forgive that because it was the only way to convince him that she's really his daughter and everything in between. The other stuff I can well with
Like the smaller interaction stuff, like I can be fine with that. But I'm just like, okay, if you're doing some of the big stuff, you cannot disrupt it. Like they said, like, oh, we had a week left. Now it was like uh immediately. And I think the reason why that happened, they didn't go by the fountain. Sonic, I think Sonic said accidentally said chili dog, and I think it took that as, oh, those are some extra words, so we'll go right away. So I'm like, because chili dog, I'm like, maybe that's 6 days, so 6 days. I'm like, but as always with the time travel stuff, there's something always goes wrong. So I actually did like the invasion for the most part, even if it's very much limited. You still feel that impact. That's like, oh, so this is how he
yeah,
did it.
a-
Smart. He planned it out.
even if it was very limited, it's still delivered. Like it's still posed like, yes, this is a real thing and it's grand and everything. You still feel the grand scale of it, even if it was very limited altogether, but it shows that even the smallest takeovers lasts a
Like
lifetime.
him entering the throne room like that, like breaking down like the throne room. Like, okay, he's making it known very that I'm taking over. This is going to be my capital in Robotic City. I'm like, even his presence alone to the king is like, I cannot believe this betrayal, even though he just heard about it. It's like, but then again, you kind of don't blame Robotnik. They just, when the unseen war in the background that we don't never know and will never know about, they were going to dismantle the military and science portion, and you'll just be like, oh, but you'll receive a higher rank than the general, or the military. I'm like, to some people, that would be the greatest honor, go from military to
The,
another higher
the
position of power.
y-
But
yeah, the
to
king's right
Robotnik,
now.
that is an insult. And I do like the fact he's going along with it until begin. then that's just Jim Cunningham. And the way it
He
is actually framed for you, like we said, with his outfit, you're thinking, hey, he's probably mad or angry, but the way Jim is interacting, he's front of. Remember, the thing is about royalty, when you're in front of royalty, you have to put on a performance, a stage. Again, think about Griffith's great speech about of war, of like, yes, it is true. Men are barbarous as you see it is. But it is a double-edged sword. Like, it could be willing to use precious things and protecting those. Like, that speech in Berserk is so great. And we get it, he's front of royalty, but when talking about war, when you see someone kill somebody, again, this back at that time, not current times, back in that time, you don't know exactly why they're doing it. Did someone die? Is it protecting something? Is it just for fame and glory? Or is it something more that we don't know about? But it's absolutely right. We don't know about it. Like, even when you watch Berserk, like the manga, when you get to the Golden Age or the 97 anime, that's completely one thing, completely. So for Robotnik, we know there's a war, but we don't know what he really went through. And I liked how it's framed for you, that he's going along with it, and he probably feels insulted going that they're going to dismantle the military, we don't need us. He feels like I'm just getting pushed to the curve, and no one's going to remember me. But then he's like, no, this is how they'll remember me. I'm going to take over, which is great for Jim. I freaking love that he was this version of Robotnik. It's just scary thinking about that stuff. I'm like, damn, he is so good. Even when he's addressing his younger nephew, he's like, yes, yes, Uncle. Yes, Uncle Robotnik. Like, no, it's Sir. I'm going to rule. And you'll say that with a Sir on him. Like, ooh, such a great scene.
Yeah, and also the labyrinth scene. That was peak. That was peak
I
to
have to
the
ask them, like, how did they film this back in the day?
because it's a mixture of 2D mixed with like
Like,
eh,
what? Probably like
eh,
with canvas paintings with some CG because they move the camera and you hear sounds. I'm like, it's like, how did you do this?
I hope to it's Joker. I hope to God this is not Lost Ark because we need this. We need this
I
for more
well,
things.
well, like we said, like I said earlier, we know the reason why there's not a season three. If you kind of still have it, they were selling some frames, some stills, so no wonder why Sega got a little mad or like more upset. Like, you're selling stuff without an acknowledgement, huh? So no
Mm-mm.
wonder why it's their property. It's like you can't. So whoever has these stills and frames, or these animators are still around, if you still kept them, please tell us like how you made this stuff. I think this would be so cool to know and be like, we can't do this properly without. Well, nowadays with full CG, if you're like UFO tables or like Studio Orange or Studio.
Gynax.
No, not well, not no, not Gynax. What's? Oh, hold on. They made. I got it right here. Oh, did you know about that Live Die Repeat? Or I mean, all you need is kills getting an anime adaptation.
Ooh, about time. About time. Been wondering about that one.
You know what I mean? Hey, I love Edge of Tomorrow or Live Die Repeat. That was a great movie. No, I'll argue that is a great movie. That is a really good movie. Okay, it's right. I mean, they just announced it. Really, they just announced it. Did it update yet? There we go. Come on. Yeah, Studio 4C, like, you know, unless you're some really good CGI companies out there, you're really not going to see stuff like this done. Or like you're on the Western side with your Disney's, your Pixar, your Lucasfilms now, or like your Sony with their multiple talented teams with Spider Verse, or like again Love, Death, and Robots, or like uh, Next Secret Level with Amazon. You're really not going to see stuff like this done in that type of way more, or even like the classic stuff like Tarzan or the Disney Renaissance films in general, where they were always doing something cool with 2D and CGI. But that sequence alone, I'm like, oh, dude, this is so cool. I'm like, and it goes by so fast. Yet someone will tell you that no, this is a very long, hard process. I think my favorite stuff in animation belongs to DreamWorks. Prince of Egypt, The Party in the Red Sea. 6 animated,
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
That is like, whoa, like remember, at that time it was like a state of the art film, like these epic drama, like these epic animation. And that sequence alone, 6 animators, 2 years. It's still mind blowing. Like, how do they do this?
And
Nowadays,
it holds up.
it holds up. I'm
like gracefully, because I watched Prince of Egypt again. Some like a bit of it is still dated. Like a bit of it, there's just like a bit of it, but it's just brief in some areas. But
like the
everything,
throne room scene when he's like, "Why have the gods forsaken me with 2 sons?" And then when they cut away, when they see like, "Oh, here's the
oh,
full like that shot,"
that
I'm like that. I keep
that's
telling people, don't tell anybody this film isn't beautiful. That's like, look at that background, look at the scales, look at the
the
models. It's like amazing.
elegance.
It's beautiful.
If
Look
you
at the
think
Nile,
this is what that scene right there,
preserving stuff. Like when stuff
that
is treated
shot
with respect. It's
that shot
amazing.
right there should be the antithesis of when people ask about Egypt. That shot right there should, because it represents all of Egypt, the pyramids, the Nile, um the Sphinx and everything.
That
And
was a great shot. Or when he's in the throne room and he does like the hieroglyphics, like tell you the story, what really happened.
oh,
It was inventive. The
I
music was
can't
creative.
imagine I
I was
can't
like,
imagine
wow.
how hard I can't imagine how hard it was to.
Again, if these animators are out there, please share your stories. We want to know stuff, because if it's not preserved or shared, we want to know. But that one scene in Sonic Saturday Morning, guys talking all about this. That's how important the stuff is. Like for a kid show, it did not need to go that hard, but it did. It's like, wow, well done. If they're still around, great. If not, your work is still being talked about, because that one scene in that one episode made me go, okay, that was cool. That was inventive. But even with the stuff in the past, you do feel that impact and loss and everything. That this was once a peaceful utopia with a bit of a war that happened. And then it just went as the intro where Sonic just runs. It was like, look, and it's all just taken away from them in that one day, in that one night. So I think this was really cool to see that actually. Also, again, how come there's not plushies of these children in their child forms? Sonic, Sally, Antoine, all of them. We need plushies now. Like, give me the plushies. Give me the plushies, Sega. Stop hiding them. You got a market for this stuff. Sally better be in Sonic 4 for the Easter egg. Please. Please. Or in the Freedom Fighters.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gonna be amazing going forward.
But like I said, like these are some interesting episodes. There's like so much that would happen, yet so much does get answered to not answer. But again, like I said, the plot finally wakes up. but we're chugging along. It's like, what are the next 7 gonna be like? And one of them does tease the 3rd season that sadly never got made. So that's what I'm bummed out about. But yeah, I think there was some good drama. We can have some very nice moments. It's nice to know that even Chuck said I was destroying the plans until he. I mean, that's got to be heartbreaking for Chuck when he's being turned roboticized. That it was his fault, but in the end, it was the thief in the end. Like hell, even this is dangerous. I can't keep this. But that is the irony, the karma, the duality of that right then and there. What was
Yep.
meant to help out people left further was turned to evil. Like it's got to be sad. But also at the same time, even in the filler, we do see Chuck keeping on his promise. He is trying to help out as much as possible. So I like that. And it's nice to see Bunny and Chuck team up too as well. So it's nice to see that happen. Also, I do like the fact they do change their names in the past. Sally took the middle name and Sonic went to Juice. Juice. Also, I've been holding out forever. I get it. He's saying gotta juice instead of gotta go fast.
Yep.
I get it. This is before it took off completely. This is before Sonic Adventures 2. This is before Sonic X. So, of course, he's going to say gotta juice instead of gotta go fast. They're probably thinking about everything. Like, what do we get him to say? He needs a catchphrase. Gotta juice. I mean, could you imagine that in Sonic 3, the movie? Gotta juice. Oh, that would kill the momentum.
Yeah. Good thing we have gotta go fast. So
I mean, to me, right now, as becoming a fan of 1993 Saturday Morning, he's got to say it now at least once. Please, just do it once. It could just be for a funny scene. Everyone goes, wait, what did you say? Oh, sorry.
um um
But I also want to say for Sally, voice actor, like she had some really good scenes in here actually. That I'm like, it kind of took me surprised with her dad and everything. So I appreciate that here. Even Sonic got a little bit more mature and everything. Even him interacting with the young VA, I'm like, young VAs did a good job of trying to match the adults voicing these characters. So I'm like, give props to them. They did a pretty good job. They weren't too annoying. They did
they
fine
kept
with.
it they kept the banter and everything to how Sonic and Sally would be years later.
So I like to like people. This is why we like having good stuff like this instead of overplaying it. It's not overplayed completely where I'm annoyed. It fit the characters nicely. And again, my only question is, how does he pay for all the chili dogs? How does he
Yeah,
pay? Like he could
where,
just.
is he just is he just like, oh, this is my friend Sonic, give him whatever he wants on the house.
Like, 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 like how? Like even he's like, give me this biggest chili dog you got. I'm
Where
like
do you get
Sally, just let him finish the chili dog. I'm like, how does he get the money? Or is it just like, here you go? Like how? How actually? Also, we do know where now where the dragon comes from. I'm like, oh, so this is how it happened.
Oh, yeah, the
Oh,
dragons, that was really intriguing because because remember, you and I are still we were pretty confused when we
we
were
were like,
watching the
what happened? We're like,
where did this come from? But then and then that scene when the dragon is cornered and she gets away, we see the little head poking out of who of who it is, and it's like, oh, that
So
explains.
this is how it happened, at least in a different way.
There
It's
was
like,
more than,
oh,
and there was more than one dragon too, which makes it
I like the fact
interesting.
there was like a clan of dragons. So it's like, so he's not just going after the normal everyday citizens. He wants to have, again,
Complete,
power,
like
control.
complete control of the whole area.
And that does go back to season one. Where are the rest of the dragons now? I mean, if
Yeah,
he had some of them, then like, why aren't you using them? Or maybe he's just waiting to be like, no, like he said, like he's gonna be um, the Street Fighter American version of M Bison. Not until I see that hedgehog pummel to dust, which should be any moment now. Yes, yes. Like maybe he's waiting for that moment to happen. But then again, with them messing with the timeline a bit, some dragons are safe now, but that also does mean that can't you guys just call for backup? Like that does bring the question now: are we going to see more dragons later on, especially when we get to the finale? Sadly, I'm hoping we get to see a few more dragons because it adds to the world. I mean, we already had that old guy in that cave years ago saying that all my people died. I'm like, now we got dragons. I mean, Sonic has every single creature you can think about throughout the franchise, so dragons are not that out of the ordinary.
hmm I do wonder though, like with some of the, now that they have the plans and everything, which which surprised me because they came back when they came back into the future. I'm like, wouldn't that have fucked with something? But I'm like, yeah, we'll see what happens later on.
We'll
But
see what happens because Rhodes is back, but that's the big thing. So if Sally got the plans ahead of time, though I'd like to say this is more like a Terminator Zero reference. Like so. I'll explain a little bit what they explain in Terminator Zero. Technically speaking, for the Terminator franchise, every film is canon in some way or shape and form. But here's the twist: Terminator Zero. Spoiler for Terminator Zero. So if you don't want to know about Terminator Zero, the big twist, I need you to leave right now. You'll leave right now at the hour 45-minute mark. Leave right now. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it.
while you're thinking about it, it's pretty cool that we got to see more of their world and everything before the takeover, and like I mentioned, it's world building. Like we only know no we only know the freedom fighters hideout where they reside in and Robotnik's area. And then later on it opens up and more areas open up and everything.
And I did like the fact that said if Nahul was destroyed, they would not exist. I'm like, you're right. If Nahul was destroyed, then where would they go? Absolutely nowhere. You can't go in the swamps because it's unbearable living conditions. You got to deal with all the insects and bugs, probably spiders, but it's not a great habitat to live because there's no food. Well, there's food, but there's no pure water supply. So you
It
can't even
reminds
live off
me
that.
it reminds me of Palm Tree Panic Act 3. It reminds me of Palm Tree Panic Act 3, the bad future version. The bad future version, the water that looks like that. That's what it reminded me of. And I'm like, this is something you would probably see in Palm Tree Panic. Something along that line. Because we already have Chemical Plant Zone and everything.
Hmm.
But and people overlook Palm Tree Panic. They overlook it. but it's there. It is there. I mean, the background, everything, it's there. Because I could imagine that swamp being there as like in the back area and everything. Like you see the waterfalls and everything. So that tells me that, and I'm not making a long shot here, but when you really look at it, something like that can exist in that bad future of Palm Tree Panic and Sonic CD. It's plausible. Because remember, it looked really bad, and the
Mhm.
water didn't even look appetizing. Even I wouldn't drink it. If I was half dead, like literally on the like dehydration
You
levels,
still not drink it because you're
oh
gonna get
god.
bacteria, diseases. You'll be dead. But anyways, did you leave? If not, all right. Here is your big warning for Terminator Zero at an hour 48. So what is truly explained about Terminator and why everybody keeps saying why do they keep saying Terminators? Here's the thing: when you go back to the past, you can't come back to the future. But the thing is, the future you just came from no longer exists. So that literally means we are creating a new timeline every single time they use the darn machine. Meaning that, yes, Terminator 1 explains that you save the mom, kill the Terminator, the future still happens. But then Judgment Day explains that, well, we stopped Judgment Day completely. There's no need for the Terminators. Well, technically speaking, you did, but somewhere in this timeline, something branched off to, oh, we send the Terminator back, so Terminator 3 happens with, the mom being dead now and everything, the son now kind of like on the streets a little bit, and why there's a female Terminator after them because they used the timeline, the time machine again, to go back. So that means Terminator Timeline 1 is canon up till Judgment Day to a point. But even then, Terminator 3 is within its own separate timeline. That also means that salvation is the starting point for everything. But that even means that, yes, Genesis is its own timeline, it is its own continuity. So it explains things of why all these events keep on happening. And it's like, you know what? This makes perfect sense on why, even though, yes, Terminator only need to be 2 films, it explains why all the timeline exists. Heck, even the shitty Dark Fate movie has a reason to exist. I'm like, oh, so no wonder why. Sure, somebody probably went back in time. The Terminator went back to actually finally kill the kid, and it's like, oh, so then the resistance is gone then. But then Skynet is still around. Well, yes and no. It's kind of like the whole Lighthouse situation with Bioshock Infinite, where there will always be a Terminator, there will always be a Skynet, there will always be a resistant leader. No matter what you do, it's constants and variables. Literally meaning that the Terminator franchise itself, with all these different movies and an anime, they all kind of exist in their own timelines. Meaning that every time you change it, something is changing. So that means yes. So if you want to say there's only two Terminator films, I can literally say, yep, that's your timeline. If you want to do 3 or more, like, yep, they exist. Even the Sarah Connor Chronicles, even that is its own separate canon, and yet it still exists. It still exists. So it's kind of fascinating. So that's why I'm trying to say, even though they went back in time and changed a few things here and there, the future that they just came back into isn't exactly the same future. Obviously, Rose is still alive. Obviously, Chuck is still roboticized, but he gave Sonic, his younger self, hope that yes, we'll get him back. Bunny probably still is slightly roboticized, but they didn't change too much. But they changed enough to make it feel like yes, we have the plans now. So I'm sure the next time they see Eggman, it's like, right, you stole the plans from me. So
Mm.
now they kind of have a solution now. Because in season 1, they never got these plans to roboticized. Even season 2, like, yeah, they tried, but they never got close enough. But now it's like, could you possibly reverse engineer? Now you have the plant itself, but now the actual hope can begin. Probably, probably. So this will be interesting if that does come up later. But of course, we can't always have the serious stuff. We're always gonna have some nice fillers. So I wonder if the next episode will be a nice filler because I need a little break from the heavy drama
Mhm.
stuff right
Yeah, we need we need a hilarious filler just to let the audience like process all of this because it's a lot and it's a two-parter, which is great because I like the fact that last episode was a two-parter and we showed the full thing. I'd rather show the full thing than break it down at like 3.5. So, episode 5 is 2 parts. It's one entire episode though.
now. Hmm.
However, I love it. I loved it. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch and also, I liked that shot with Snively's eyes, up close, and you see Robotnik's, reflection in them. Hey, General Sorrow, what's up, buddy? Good to
Hey,
see
what's
you.
up?
I like that shot right there because it is such a great shot. The lighting and everything, the reflection techniques and everything done in this series is amazing. Like with Robotnik's eyes glowing red, that will forever be my favorite shot of him.
That was
His
scary. I saw
he
that and
I was
you
I was
start
I was
telling,
I was
going,
like,
no,
"Oh my,"
not here.
like, I felt it. I was, like, freaking out, like, "You're creeping me out," and it takes a lot to creep me the hell
Like
out,
even
but
Sonic staring at Eggman, I'm like, or Robotnik, I'm like, they were doing some really cool things with the eyes. Granted, some people are gonna say, but eye shots are like, you know what? Yes, but to make it that good, still, like, it still gets some really good props.
and the cool thing is, these shots, still hold up, ladies and gentlemen. They still hold up. That's how good it is for its time, but it still holds up because you do see what's happening and everything. And of course, and I agree with you. People are like, "Oh, I shots and this, that, and the other." I'm like, "Do you have any idea?" I'm
To
not,
make the models consistent, that you could
and the
actually
mouth,
see
and
the
still
reflection.
the mouth moving, like the mouth moving. That's the hardest part right there. The
Definitely,
hardest
some
part.
people might say that, well, there's some tricks around that they did back in the day. Sometimes they just might be like, do half the face where you're staring at the eyes. Those are still pretty cool too, but to
Oh
see
yeah,
like the mouth moving or like the body itself like moving, like, hmm,
uh,
impressive.
that has to take months just to perfect.
Even just storyboarding out, like, okay, we got the storyboard, but it's gonna take someone really talented to get some really cool stuff and to make it look good. Again, even for a
I'm
93
not a
show, it
full
looks pretty
artist.
good.
I'm not fully an artist yet and everything, but I can appreciate artistic talents when I do see it and the stuff that goes into like our animes and everything. I do appreciate it and I do understand like how it goes.
Like even some
So
of the modern stuff, you may not get the whole eye reflection. They just might have the characters staring, and then like, yeah, I know the guys there that want to get some good reactions from the eyes, or get you to even to feel what the characters are feeling. But when you do see like the actual characters, like, man, this looks really cool. Like in the actual reflection, looks so cool. But yeah, I really like these episodes. Can't wait till next week till we watch some more, and then keep on going. Because God, it's been a good fun ride. And just a couple more episodes. Just a couple more episodes. It's gonna all end, and then we're gonna
Mm.
say what could have been. What could have been.
Oh, that last episode is gonna be emotional. From what you've been hinting and everything, it's gonna be emotional, and
I
I'm
mean,
here, and I'm here for it. Like I am
saying
here
that it was
for it.
supposed to be like a new villain too. That's like that probably could have been the result of them messing with the timeline a bit to what's
Oh,
going to
that
happen
would
in
be
these few,
perfect.
because there was supposed to be a new villain that was original. It's like, dude, a new original villain, sweet. But then it gets canceled, and then Underground happens within its own continuity. Even then, that one is like done. Even though, like, even something that I'm also sad about ending is like the sequel series to the Spider-Man, the animation from 19 that we had the oh my god, hold on. You just in who was the villain Guardians 3 again? The what was his name?
Who?
Who was the villain for Guardians 3 again? Because he was also the villain for the
Oh, that.
Spider-Man show. What was
Uh. Oh crap! It's not. No, that's event. That was Avengers. Guardians 3. Christ, I can't remember his name. It's been so long since I've seen Guardians 3. It's been so long, but very, very interesting though how it goes. Um
oh the high there we go, the high evolutionary, because he was also the villain for Spider-Man for the which one was it again? Because I know he was the villain for one of the Spider-Man. There we go. Spider-Man Unlimited. That is also another show that got canceled way too early, even though they have a lot of material that is just sitting there. I mean, that is also a good show, so we need to put that on the list as well, because that is such a great, underrated show. Also, the first appearance of the nanosuit, so technology.
mhm.
But anyway, that will do it for us for this uh, live stream on Sonic 1993 Saturday morning. So thank you all for enjoying. Thank you for all
Ex-
stopping by.
yeah, we had a huge crowd tonight. We had 39 on Twitter and 4
I
on
mean, it
YouTube.
gets better and better with each episode, and it's like, damn,
Guys, you're missing out because we're trying to push this. Like we
like
can,
join the panel if you want to. If you want to watch the episodes with us, go right
because
ahead.
we love hearing you guys' opinions. We love hearing the opinions, and there's a lot out there that we haven't heard. There's a lot out there, and we
You guys
challenge
know
you
some
guys.
underrated shows that we should watch? Bring them to us. Hell, I'll even put this up in the poll. Put Witch. If you could find Witch,
Oh, if I could, I would.
if you could find copies of Witch.
I have an idea where to look. I just gotta make sure I am correct because I
Because
did
people
find.
need to watch this gem of a show that Disney refuses to make a season 3 for, and then there's that
I feel like
reboot stuff
season
that
two.
I know,
In
like
my
that's how it happens in the comics.
how
It definitely was weird pacing.
I think the pacing is what probably made me sour. Because I am willing to rewatch season two. I am
I
willing
still
to
like
re.
season 2, and I finished
I
the
want to
season
give it
later. I'm like,
another
I still like
chance
this
because I feel
season.
like I don't know why I walked away from season two. I don't know why I walked away. Just something in there pissed off my younger self, and I
But
don't know
then
what that
again, at the same
is.
time, I don't know if it was the material that was coming out at the time, because the main villain from season 1 completely, he does come back later as well. So I don't know if that was just them. Well, it's not quite done yet. We'll rush it, or we'll combine stuff together again. But that show with that art style, oh my god, we just don't get that stuff again. Like we never do. It's got one of the funny enough, the Italian opening was it? Yeah, it's not the French opening, the Italian opening. Fuck, I'm just gonna say the international opening is completely different from the American version. Like the international version feels like a proper anime opening, where the American is even great. It's really good. So, anyways, let me just thank everybody here. Thank you, General Sar, for stopping by. Uh, thank you, Nerd Lifeform, for stopping by. Furious
Oh yeah.
Dan, thank you for
Oh
stopping by. Callie, always great to see you, my friend. Always great for stopping by. So join us. Sailor Outlaw, thank you, brother, for always stopping by, and all of our wonderful viewers on Twitter as well. Thank you
yeah.
guys.
th-
Thank you
Me
guys so
and
much. We
Joker.
appreciate you. We love you. Oh,
And
thanks.
stay tuned. Stay tuned because pretty soon after that final episode and after the discussions and everything, I will be launching the polls. Noir's gonna be there. That's one
So
of
if you
them.
want Noir, which
That's gonna be one
everybody
of
was
them.
a little
That's
upset that it lost, but like, no, it won the second poll, but we'll do two of them. So there'll be separate
and
poll.
don't worry, every pick is gonna get like another fair chance at this. We're not gonna like move on to different ones. It'll be in there though. It's still gonna be in there, but that's all I'm legally allowed to say right now. That's all I'm legally allowed to say. But we had fun tonight, and surprisingly, we did not crash. We
Yep,
didn't crash.
last time he kept on crashing.
I was
Very
getting pissed.
upset about.
I was getting pissed, but
I'm just glad
thankfully,
I had stuff to talk about, like some mangas,
yeah.
stuff
And I'm
about
like,
to watch. I'm
you
like,
kept the
hey,
show going, my friend. You kept the show going. I'm like, yes, Joker, I can actually rely on to keep it going. But we love you guys, and we'll catch you all soon. Stay tuned for this Saturday. I am gonna go live.
hopefully it
Hopefully,
records and not doesn't break like I've been having problems.
I'm gonna attempt to stream on Kick and YouTube. I'm gonna try and stream on one of those or both if need be. So stay tuned for that. I really want to finish Tomb Raider 2 because tomorrow Tomb Raider remaster 4 through 6 releases. Tomorrow. Oh boy, that's gonna take over the waves, but that's okay. Anyway, guys, tune into that and we'll keep it on going. Bye guys.